Okay, so we need to look at polygons, and yeah, that's it. And now I can't find my pen. Lisa, what happened to my pen?
So I broke in your house and I stole it.
How? Okay, I got it now. So that's fine. All right. So we want to look at polygons. So in your notes, let's just write polygons. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do is to define a polygon. A polygon is a shape with what? With many sides, isn't it? Okay, so poly simply means many. Then I guess maybe gon means shape. So a polygon is a shape with many sides, right? So in the previous years, I'm sure you've already studied some other polygons like a triangle. A triangle is a polygon with 3 sides, isn't it? A rectangle, a square, a trapezium. All these guys are polygons with what? 4 sides. Are we together? We also have pentagons and the likes. So now there are 2 clear distinctions that you need to master. You need to know that we have regular polygons. Just write regular shapes. And we have irregular shapes. So a regular shape is something that is constant, right? It doesn't change. So 2 points that we know about regular shapes is that all the sides are equal. And all the angles are equal. Now, the second point can be tricky, but I need you to understand that when I'm saying all angles are equal, it's either interior angles are equal or all exterior angles are equal, isn't it? A good example of a regular polygon is an equilateral triangle. Okay, Lisa, do you know what an equilateral triangle is? The properties of an equilateral triangle?
No, sorry, I forgot. The last time I did this was in grade 7.
Okay, perfect. So an equilateral triangle has equal sides. In this case, I'm making the size 5 centimeters. And if you create a triangle with each of the sides being 5 centimeters, you're gonna get 60 degrees. As long as all the 3 sides are equal, the interior angles are what? Are equal. So these angles that are plugged in there are what we call interior angles. But now you must understand that we have something that we call an exterior angle. You create an exterior angle by producing any line from the triangle or from the shape. So I want to produce this line, the base of the triangle. To produce in this context is actually to extend. So I've produced the base and it's giving me a straight line like that. This angle is what we call an exterior angle. And if we produce that other guy, this will become the exterior angle. And if I produce this guy going down that side, this will become the what? The exterior angle. Are we together? So just know that for regular shapes, all sides are equal and all angles are equal. Okay. So let's just finish with regular shapes and then we'll look at irregular shapes. All right. So now for regular shapes, we have these rules or these formulae that we're going to be using. So these rules apply to what? To regular shapes. The first rule, it applies almost to any shape. It's interior angle plus exterior angle equals 180 degrees. So this is the universal rule. It applies to everything. As long as you have an interior angle and an exterior angle, you get 180 degrees. Now, when we're talking about regular shapes, sum of interior angles is equal to the number of sides times each interior angle. I'm going to be using capital letter I for interior angle. And this makes sense, right? If we want to find the sum of all the interior angles of the equilateral triangle, it's just the same as saying 60 times 3. One interior angle times the number of sides. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we want to write.
Are you writing down on the board?
Yes. You can see it.
It's just angles and polygons. I've just been writing down notes.
Okay. Oh, I think here. There you go.
Ah, thanks, sir.
All right. So maybe you can skip the first part and then just continue with the rules. Now, the second rule that will be applied to regular polygons is that for the sum of exterior angles. So sum of exterior angles is the same as n times exterior angle. Okay. So if you look at this, Lisa, can you see the red exterior angles on that equilateral triangle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we want to find the sum or the total of all the exterior angles, we're going to say the first exterior plus the second plus the third. But if we want to save ourselves some time, we're going to multiply just one exterior angle by the number of sides. In this case, one exterior angle times 3, because we have 3 exterior what? Angles, and then we get the sum. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to write another blue note. These blue notes are universal. So the blue notes are universal. What we're going to do is sum of exterior angles. I love this one, and this is the starting point of all these type of questions. Sum of exterior angles equals 360. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
All right. So whenever you get these types of questions or polygon types of questions, this is your first option. And then that's your second option. And then after that, you can merge the two formulae for regular polygons or the other formula for just any polygon, isn't it? So the red notes can only be applied to regular shapes. The first and the last note, the blue notes, can be applied to any case, isn't it? To any polygon. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's try to look at some examples here. And I guess we'll simply focus on regular shapes. Let's see. Okay. So the interior angle of a regular polygon with n sides is 150. Calculate the value of n. N is the number of sides, right? Are we together? Yes. Okay. Yes. So now when you are given the interior angle, I want you to always find the exterior angle. Star. When given the interior angle, always find what? Find the exterior angle. Okay. So we have our interior angle, it's 150. How do we find the exterior angle? We use the first rule, right? Interior plus exterior equals 180. So our interior is 150 plus the exterior angle equals what? 180, isn't it? And this is a regular shape, so all the interior angles are equal and all the exterior angles are equal. So how do we find E, Lisa? How do we find E? Or what's the value of E?
Do you subtract 150 from 180 or something?
Yes, that's it. We do our change of subject, we transpose, and then we get 180 minus 150, and then we get 30. So the exterior angle is 30 degrees. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now we move on to step 2. Now, for step 2, you need to use that property of exterior angles, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the sum of all the exterior angles in a shape, in a polygon? Sum of exterior angles equals what? 360. It doesn't change. Whether you have a regular polygon or an irregular polygon, it's 360, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And another formula to find the sum of exterior angles, if we're only interested in regular polygons, is number of sides times the exterior angles, isn't it? Must give us 360. So we're going to have the number of sides times the exterior angle. What is the exterior angle in this case? What is our exterior angle?
Is it 48?
No, our exterior angle is 30 here. We already found it, this guy.
Oh, not okay, not question 2. Okay.
Yeah,
I get it now.
Yeah, we're not on question 2. All right. Now we do this. We have to multiply that by what? By 30. And we must get 360. Now, how do we get n? How do we get n? The change of subject. How do we get n, Lisa? All right, we're gonna divide by 30, both sides. And then we get n equals 3 into 3. That's 1. 3 into 6, 2. So our answer is equal to 12. So that is the number of sides of our shape. Are we together, Lisa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are we together? Did you hear my explanation and stuff?
It was breaking, but I managed to write some notes down.
Okay, so I asked you a question to say, okay, now that we have this equation, n times 30 equals 360, I wanted you to find n for us. We had
Oh,
n.
sorry, I didn't get that.
All right, n times 30 equals 360. And I'm sure now you know that if you have this equation, you can easily make n the subject by dividing by 30 both sides. And then you get n equals 12.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So we must always watch out for what? For regular polygons, regular shapes. And the first thing we need to do, if you have an interior angle, find the exterior angle. And then you use the second formula to get what? The number of sides. This one. Are we together? And
Yeah.
it only works for regular what? Regular polygons. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to number 2. All right. So whenever you get a geometry question, you don't necessarily need to follow the order in which they ask the questions. As long as you can figure out how to find a certain side or a certain angle, just go for it. There's no strict rule that you must follow. As long as you have an idea, then just implement it and then that's fine. So we want to find all the angles in this triangle. Can you find for me the easiest angle for you? What's the easiest angle? Yes, Lisa? You can even implement the rules that I introduced earlier in the week. Oh, okay. So for you to solve this question, you can easily implement the rules that I introduced earlier in the week. So we introduce certain rules, right? So I'm gonna reintroduce them. We have the vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles. These angles form some kind of a Z, some kind of an X, all right, or scissors. So the angle right above that X is exactly identical to this angle that is below the intersection of the lines. So we can implement that vertically opposite angle to this diagram. So as you can see, 48 is being bound by an X. So if we have 48 there, we have 48 that side because we implemented the what? The vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now we move on. We want to find P, but how can we find P? If you look at P and the red 48 or even the black 48, you can see that they are creating a straight line. We are creating a straight line. So this is the straight line that I'm highlighting. So 48 and P are on a straight line, that green straight line. So now how can we find P? We know that in a straight line, the angles add up to 180. So 48 plus P must give you 180 degrees, the green guy. So P is going to be 180 minus 48. P is going to be 132. And that is how you find P. Now, when it comes to finding Q, there are two ways in which you can do that. The first way is to use the triangle. All angles in a triangle add up to 180. Just write this: angles in a triangle equals 180 degrees, which means P, it's not P, let me find a different color, which means Q plus 55 plus that red 48, the interior angle right beside P, must give us 180. So now it's a matter of just changing the subject. So we have Q equals 180 minus 55 minus 48. So Q equals 180 minus, then we can punch that in. Let's see what my calculator is. Okay. So Q equals 180 minus 55 minus 48. So we're getting 77. Okay. So the final answer is 77. And then that's it. Another way in which we can find the value of Q is to say that interior angles is the triangle again. There's this rule that you must understand. The exterior angle of a triangle X is equal to the sum of interior but opposites. Right? So that exterior angle, the red X, is exactly equal to these two green. So we can safely say that P, which is our exterior angle, is the same as 55 plus Q. All right? I'm going to write the law. Let me just write it here in symbol notation. So the first dot plus the other green dot must give you the red guy, X. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the interior opposite, the sum of two interior opposite angles. Okay, so now we can move on. So 55 okay, this guy is frozen. So 55 plus Q equals P, and we already know that P is 132. So therefore Q is 132 minus 55. Then let's see what we're going to get. 132 minus 55, 77 again. So these are the two ways in which you can find the interior and opposite angle, that guy, Q. All right, let's see if we can do another question quickly. All right, let's look at number 3. The exterior angle of a regular polygon is x and the interior angle is 8x. Calculate the number of sides of the polygon. All right. So for us to get the number of sides of the polygon, we know we're going to use this formula. I always want you to use the exterior angle. So for a regular polygon, the exterior angle times n must give you 360. But we have a problem here. We have our exterior angle, but it's given in simple notation. We don't know the value of x, isn't it? They're saying the exterior angle is x, and we don't know the value of x. So we need to find the value of x first. So step 1. Using the first law that I introduced earlier on to say that interior plus exterior angle will give you 180, which means our interior angle is 8x plus our exterior angle x must give us 180. Now we're gonna get 9x equals 180 degrees. Therefore, we get our x by dividing by 9 both sides. So x is gonna be 20. So the value of x is 20 degrees. Now we can take that 20 degrees to our formula. So our exterior angle times n must give us 360. Our exterior angle is 20 times n must give us 360. And we divide by n both sides. No, we divide by 20 both sides so that we make n in the subject. So if we do that, n is going to become 2 into 3. That's 1. 7, 1. 2 into 16. That's 8. So our value is going to become 8. N is going to become 8. And that's it. All right. Let's see if we can also try to do the fourth question. A regular polygon has 72 sides. Find the size of an interior angle. So whenever you're dealing with regular polygons, let's take the external angle root, right? The exterior angle root. So it's a regular polygon and we have n. So sum of exterior angles equals 360. And because we have a regular polygon, our sum of exterior is just the same as multiplying one exterior by what? By n to get 360. So in this case now, we don't even have the exterior angle. Let's find it. So exterior times n, 72 sides, must give us 360. We divide by 72 both sides so that we get our exterior angle. So our exterior angle is gonna be 360 degrees divided by 72 sides. Let's see what we're going to get. 360 degrees divided by 72. We're going to get 5 degrees. Now that we have our exterior angle, we'll move on to step 2. Interior angle plus exterior angles must give you what? 180 degrees. So interior angle plus our exterior angle, which is 5 degrees, must give you 180. So our interior angle is equal to 180 degrees minus 5 degrees. And we get our interior angle as 75 degrees. So that is all you need to know. That is all you need to understand whenever you're dealing with polygons, especially regular polygons. Okay. So if you have any questions, just message me, and then yeah, I'm sure we'll take it from there. Feel free to rewind the video so that you get the hang of each and every example that we've covered.